Up next, we have a student panel consisting of our very distinguished guests. First of all, can I invite to the stage Ciro Guimarães. Ciro is a Brazilian English language student and currently working at Channel 10 as well as having his own business. Ciro, would you mind coming to the stage? Next up, we have Minnie Sheng. Minnie is a Chinese graduate, currently working in media, and she's also an international student ambassador for the City of Sydney. We also have Shanina Freire, Argentinian student who has just got her PR and currently working as a cafe manager in Canberra. Our next panelist is Raymond Tisner, Indonesian graduate, currently working at a financial firm, and he used to work at Royal Bank of Scotland. We also have Marisol Cruzada, a Peruvian TAFE student. She was in New South Wales International Student of the Year 2012. And last but not least, we have Georgia Huo, Chinese graduate currently working at KPMG. So I did a very brief introduction about you, but I don't think that did you any justice. So would you mind, just give everyone a little bit of a background about yourself, how your journey in Sydney has been so far, what you've been up to in your study and your career. Shia, which one to start?
First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me. It was a great opportunity to be here and telling my story. And yes, I'm from Brazil. My name is Ciro. I'm bachelor in radio, TV, and media. And I came to Australia to learn English. And at some point, I decided to extend my visa for a bit more and have a goal to try to get a job in my area, which a year and a half later, I got it. And then, believe it or not, everything that the gentleman was here telling us about what we should do, I did. I was planning to tell everything they said, but yeah, they're right. You have to be patient, don't give up, and focus what you want, make a plan, and follow step by step. And eventually you'll get what you want.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Minnie. I come from China. I've been here for about 2 years. I completed my master degrees in media practice at the University of Sydney. I'm now working as a Chinese media consultant in China Key and news reporter and journalist intern in People's Daily Online Australia. So I'm also the sub-editor for ISLA team. ISLA is the International Student Leadership and Ambassador Programs of City of Sydney. So I volunteered my time for City of Sydney, for CSAP, and also for 19 Temple and the Access Foundation. So during my 2 years study here, so it's really a great privilege for me to have this opportunity to share my stories and my experiences with you.
I'm Shanina Ferreira, and I'm from Argentina. I came to Australia 4 years ago, and last year I just finished my studies in hospitality management, and I got as well my PR, finally. I was working as an international student ambassador for the city of Canberra, and I've been working together with CISA for the last 2 years.
Indonesian, and I came here in 2007, doing my studies about 4 years, and I've been through 3 different industries, services, retails, financials, and at the moment it's travel. I really love to share the story, like how I get there, honestly with you, I've been fired twice. So I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you how I get back up again and keep on speed again. All right.
Hello, my name's Marisol. I'm Peruvian. I came to Australia 4.5 years ago, and my journey started in the University of New South Wales. I studied postgrad in sustainable development in the built environment, and then I decided to keep studying, and I did management and then events in TAFE, which I loved. And for these years, I've been working in everything I could find, and I've been volunteering in everything I could find as well. So later I'll be sharing a little bit of that. So, and congratulations to you all for being here, looking for a better future, and meeting some new and exciting people today as well.
I'm currently working in corporate finance in merger acquisitions in KPMG. So, and also I work part-time in Euston University of Sydney Business School in the Australian-China Business Network. So I arrived in Australia 7 years ago and students after I finished in high school in China. So for myself, the 7 years in Australia is, I can't believe myself as well, I mean, to be here. I mean, it's a long process. We have pain, we have smile, we have different kinds of happiness, sad, all this kind of stuff. But that's all international students has been experienced. So during my study periods in University of Sydney, so I did a commerce degree, as most of you international students have done before. So I did internships in China, in Australia, and also I did those kind of different kinds of jobs, including cafes, retail, hotels, and also real estate agents. So it's different kind of jobs I've worked before. So finally, yes, get this stage as analysts in KPMG, but yes, so all sorts of these kinds of. Also, I volunteer in different kinds of societies, in Australian societies, in Beta Phi Psi, it's Americans Honors Student Society, and also I worked part-time I also worked in Accounting Auditing Society as well. So it's lots of fun and different kinds of work been done before. Thank you very much.
We've got really good stories here. Everyone's been on a really long journey so far since the first day they came to Australia, and there's a lot of success stories there that we can learn from. But I think the key theme that I picked out from the stories that you've shared is that you never stop trying. It's always about, getting yourself exposed to different sort of organizations, different networks, and different activities at uni, outside of uni, as well as in the student community. So I'm just really curious as to what are the few things that you do consciously as a student preparing yourself for your dream career path that you found worked really well and you would like to share with the audience today.
As the last panel mentioned before, I think once you choose the career you would like to study, you have to start working on that area as soon as possible. You need to expose yourself to the industry and meet as many people as you can. In particular for me, when I came to this country, I didn't speak English. So I learned English by waiting tables. And something I found very hard was that many Australians had a lot of work experience because they started working at 16 years old. So something I found that could help me with my English and my resume was to volunteer. And that's an option that sometimes international students don't think about because it's not paid. But it's a very good option to volunteer for an organization, and it's very well valued in this country on your resumes.
Yes, that I saw in my way of working or my personality, I studied something for that. So when someone looks at my resume and I tell the story of my studies, it looks like a very random in a lot of things. But when I decided, for example, that I wanted to have a career path that would influence the place where I live and the way my lifestyle is, because that's what I want, the best lifestyle that I can have, then I studied architecture. And that way, by studying architecture, that helped me be part of the change around me in the environments or the places where I live.
Yeah, learning from your story, there's a lot of experience coming out of having that sort of curiosity to keep learning, to keep wondering what's out there, what's opportunities there are for me to explore. And success doesn't come easy. If you're failing one or two applications and you think that's the end of the world, it doesn't mean anything. A lot of people out there are applying for 40, 50 jobs before they get the job that they want. So just keep persevering. And then keep going with whatever you're doing. Speaking of the recruitment process, a lot of us actually are scared of the recruitment process. It's a tedious process. So a lot of the time you have to go for application online, then phone interview, then assessment center, and then face-to-face interview. How do you stand out in those scenarios where you have to go through assessment center and all that? It's not easy for any students to be successful, but in being international student, there's certain stigma behind being international students, and it's obviously more difficult because you don't have the sort of network to support you. So what were the things that you do to stand out from the crowd and really be successful?
I've been to assessment center before. So the assessment center is actually very good. There's not just assessment centers for these kind of big companies, but also assessment centers run by those kind of recruitment agents as well. So for those of you guys who want to go to kick off your career, go to career, your future, want to go to grads, all those kind of stuff, go to those assessment center. These stuff, I think the one I've been to was free. It's a good practice. So it doesn't matter you survive being kicked out. It doesn't matter, because at least you know how does it work. The more you attend it, the better, the more probability going to win in the future. So, and for me, it's like to get networking, to get those kind of keep yourself updated. For me, I'm a finance professional. I watch Bloomberg News every day. I read Australian Financial Review, Financial Times. I update myself every day. I'm not just the habit I get a habit when I was in the banking internships, but also it's my personal because you are in that situation, you play a role in the financial world. So what you can do, keep up to yourself. So maybe you may have network opportunities, but you haven't prepared yourself, you don't know what's market, you don't know what Australian dollars, what's the price of Australian dollars versus the United States, US dollars. But how could you impress yourself in front of employers? No. Exactly the same for chef, exactly the same for you doing catering industry. Do you know about what the new things about in this industry? Who creates a new idea of catering, a new dishes? Keep up to yourself. That's the foundation, and that's the important vital things to give you an opportunity to get networking with the people you want to.
Especially because we don't have a network here, we don't have our family and friends, which would be the obvious and easy way to find a job in our home countries. We have to build the network here, and it's not just superficial networking like meeting people randomly, it's joining groups that have people that share your interest, and it doesn't matter what it is. It can be growing orchids, it can be surfing, it can be reading or bookkeeping, whatever it's your interest and your hobby, something that you do with passion and that you'll find people with the same passion, that is worth your time. And what you will find is that you will make friends that will be willing to help you with your search of a job or of a position or of an opportunity. Because random people that you just meet and they're not friends, they're not going to help you. They're not going to say, oh, I have a friend that needs a job in their actual work environment. So what you need is a network of friends. You need to create your own community. And that is the best advice that a friend gave me when I came here. And as Ciro did, I avoided every single Spanish-speaking person that I could see in Sydney. And it was actually, they would make fun of me because they would see, oh, Marisol, there you are. Oh, come here, come here. And I was like, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm here to learn English, to meet Australians and other international students or just people, and to make my life here and to find a job. So I worked for it since the day one. And what happened is that from that group of friends, well, now they're my friends after, because I organized my local network, and then I went and said, okay, now I'm ready to be friends with you. You can join actually my group, you know, and they were in their own little world. And it didn't help them because most of them didn't have friends outside their native language, and that was difficult for them to evolve, to understand the culture, and to meet people and to get opportunities. That's one, like build your own village, build your own network, but a meaningful network. And not just build it, but keep it. Keep your friends, keep constantly seeing them, organizing things.
Once you're in an interview, you need to think, everybody's dressing well. You see the other ones, everybody's trying to get the same position as you, but you think you have to be different. You have to be yourself. Most of the people think it's a mechanical thing. You're going to the interview, you have to be there answering the question. Instead, relax and be yourself. This is the most important thing, I think, in an interview. Every time, I've been in a few interviews, and the interviews that I went well was because I managed to be relaxed and let me be myself, you know, because it's really hard in interviews sometimes. Most of the time, you get there, it's okay. Now I have to be a good person. Okay, don't say anything wrong. Be aware, and then you missed. You need to be, remember, it's just a talk. The person needs to see it has something that has connection with you, and they will remember you. You need to remember it. Make them remember you in interview. Be different.
It might be very hard to meet Australians in the first time when you just arrive, because it depends on the career you are, but at least in hospitality management, most students are international students. Not many Australians really study that career. But I think it's very important to say that the first friends you should make in this country, the first Australian friends you should make are your teachers. Because that's the first step you will make towards a good network, you know, and they know all the industry. They're all there and they all have their contacts. And I had a few classmates who say to me, when I first started my study, said, oh, why did you pay attention to this class? I mean, it's easy, you know, we don't even need to study for this. And I said, but I'm not paying attention for the class. I'm not paying attention to pass this class. I'm paying attention because I'm working on my relationship with the teacher. And after like 2 or 3 months, I got a job offer from that teacher saying, where do you want to work? Do you want to work around, like, close to your house? How much do you want to get paid? So I think that is very important. As soon as you arrive, the first Australians you should really get along with are your teachers.
The job I have right now is because I am best friends with my teachers in my events course, the last I did. And that's how I got the job. Not because they found a job for me, but because the job opportunity happened to be in the same institution where they work. And when they were asked about me, they obviously said that they had to hire me.
Share what I did, like, especially for you guys who just graduated from uni. After you graduate, there's one job called looking for a job. Where is it? I just share it to one of my friend, and then in 3 months he got accounting job, a very small firm, but that's 40 grand. So I hope it works for you guys. Oh, okay, study point. Here we go. Right. Okay, applying. What I call it is applying a job scheme. It works for me, but I don't know if it works for you, but it's what to try. First, wake up around 7 or 8 a.m. Step 2, go to seek.com or any job advertisement that are available on the web. List down the job that you're interested in, not you just apply anything. No, you what you're interested in. If you like auditing, find something related to that. Probably not going to be like my auditing straight away because it's pretty hard to get into that field. But you know, you need to start something. 4, modify your resume accordingly. So there's a cheat sheet. The cheat sheet is in the job advertisement itself, like the role, what your role, what you're going to do. So you need to modify your resume into touching into that role, what's going to do, what that role is going to do. Step number 5, create a good covering letter which represents your interest in the company itself. And also you need to briefly talk about your previous roles, if there is any, or if you're involved in organizations, it's good. As always, there's an additional point on it. Number 6, do not pass 10 a.m. in sending your application, since they will receive millions of applications in their email, and methodically they will read today's email around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then chuck everyone else in the bin. Number 7, try to list down in a blank paper roles that you have applied for, so you don't forget. So if you get a call and it's like, oh, I don't know which one, which job applications that I submit. So yeah, list it down, including their numbers, like the manager's numbers or the recruitment agent's numbers. And also, don't forget to follow up. Like that's the 8th step. Follow up with them about 2:30 p.m. after that they have a lunchtime. Don't follow up this straight away because they're still struggling. It's good to follow up people after they have lunch.